here, you just flip that hourglass, and then we'll start the hour. And then we have these if you want. We don't have to use it, but we can use it.
Yeah.
Not this one, but this one.
Yeah. Got it.
All right. So yeah, please.
To do the honors.
Yeah. All right.
Excellent.
So Kareem from Danger Junkies. What is the status of the Danger Junkies, by the way?
Right now, we it's always a drummer thing. Drummer things. Always in particular. That's why when it came to I don't know if you ever saw the Germs movie, What We Do Is Secret, but they have this running gag before they get Don Bowles. That's it's always a drummer thing.
Yeah.
You know, spinal tap. Every fucking drummer dies.
Blows up.
It's
or dies. Yeah.
Done. Some mysterious accident.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, but we just got a new drummer. We just released an album in March.
Oh yeah.
And that drummer was the guy who recorded it all.
Yeah.
So we have an 11-song album that's out called Wet Thrills.
No way. Is it on Spotify?
Bandcamp.
Bandcamp. Okay, I'll take it on Bandcamp. Yeah.
Totally.
Oh, cool.
But we released that, and then he had to do other things.
Yeah.
So we got another drummer after that.
Yeah.
But we're active. We're relatively active.
Yeah, I'd like to see you guys.
Yeah, we've been. I've been hanging out with Jesse Hughes from Eagles of Death Metal.
Oh yeah.
So I had played him some of the material off of the album.
Yeah.
And he actually has a lot of recording shit at his house.
Yeah.
It's somewhat minimalist, but when you see what equipment he has, it's good.
It's
little nooks and niches and finds.
Yeah.
Good little interfaces that you snagged.
Yeah.
And when you hear some of the recordings, he's this is what I record. This is how I recorded it. It sounds really fucking booming and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm just record me. Record. If I milk anything out of this, I'm at least a free recording.
Yeah.
That's what I literally did with my last drummer, where he's just I can't be in the band. I'm gonna be busy. And I was all right, that's fine. And you can keep the other band that you'd have, because the drummers are in 3-4 bands. Right. As long as you just record these songs.
Yeah.
I have to get something out of it.
Yeah, definitely. You put in all that time and energy. Let's record something.
At the very fucking least.
Yeah.
So we got that done. And we're hoping to just record maybe 2 songs with Jesse, because he wants to do a comp, kind of almost like how Sub Pop did your 7 inches.
Yeah.
He wants to do a set of 7 inches
of
nice. Local bands and have
that'd be
comp,
great. Yeah.
So that would
Jesse
be awesome.
Hughes is doing that?
Yeah.
That's fucking dope. Yeah. Great.
Yeah. That's just fucking excellent.
Wow. Does he have a label?
I know he's on a label.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's on.
Does he have his own? That he's doing?
Nah.
That's
someone's asked him this before.
Oh, okay.
Nah, not that I've heard of. He isn't trying to do his own independent label.
Uh-huh.
But knowing him, he's just a recording nut.
Yeah.
I used to go to audio. Sorry.
Gesundheit.
Audio engineering school before I came to LA.
Yeah.
10 years ago or what have you.
Where are you from?
Oh, I was born in Brooklyn, New York,
Uh-huh.
but I grew up in D.C., Maryland.
Oh shit. Okay.
Pretty much tons of American history. The whole place is like a museum.
I went to D.C. when after high school. My first year in college. Yeah, I loved it. Because I was a huge nerd. I just went to all the museums.
Yeah.
All the monuments. Saw everything. Went to the houses too, which was really cool.
Yeah.
I think it was Jefferson's house, which was crazy.
Because there's landmarks, technically landmarks of all sorts of so and so is from here.
Right.
This early president had resided here.
Yeah.
All these historical fucking landmarks.
You know what I saw when I saw all that stuff?
What?
No religion.
No
None.
religion.
They didn't want it. They want it separated. Some reason people want to fucking combine it. That's a whole other story.
Right.
Oh, okay, so you're from Maryland.
Yep.
DC area.
Yep.
When'd you move? You moved here 10 years ago?
Yep, just about.
Oh, okay. And what were we saying? So you said 10 years ago when you had moved,
I
you were
went
getting into
IO engineering.
Yeah, that's
I was going to school IO engineering.
Where at?
It was a place called Sheffield Institute for Recording Arts.
Okay, never heard of it.
But it's like kind of like close to like Baltimore area.
Okay.
But pretty much I went there,
Oh, that was in Baltimore. Oh, okay. I thought it was like over in here in L.A.
No,
oh, so you went to school over there,
yeah,
and then you came here to like get a job or something.
Yeah. Because really, like,
because why do you want to stay in Baltimore to audio engineer?
Absolutely not. Like, I mean, to be honest, like, because I was born in, like, Brooklyn, I always had envisioned that, like, if anything, I'd probably come of age, leave Maryland, D.C., and move to, like, New York or something.
Yeah.
Because it's familiar, it's just weird enough for my liking and everything, right. And you always have a leg up.
Attachment there.
Yeah, you have a leg up, like, because I still have, like family there and stuff. Yeah. So, like, even though it's expensive and everything, it's not like I don't know anyone there. Yeah. But the thing is, my mother and my stepdad had moved over here for a job. And she's like, just visit. I think you'd really like it here. Blah, blah, blah. I come, I'm like, everything, there's like fucking beaches, mountains, all this shit.
The desert.
Yeah. I'm like,
snow.
I'm like, I'm like, everyone's hot. Let's go. Let's move. Let's like we're in West Side.
Oh wow.
And then I came over like pretty much just because of that.
Honestly, I thought you were like a California kid.
I know.
Really? Yeah, you get that a lot?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, when I first moved here, shit, I don't know if you know Drew. He's like the founder of the cyclist gang, Mom Riders. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, Drew, he's originally from like fucking Detroit. I would always like as wedding, like I'd always joke with this one chick like from Detroit that like I kept calling Detroit Destroyed. There's so many abandoned houses and everything. She's like, it is Destroyed though. It is fucking Destroyed. We will fuck you up.
Yeah.
But like.
Yeah.
But like he came from like Detroit, and like the fact that I came over here from the East Coast, and he knows I came from the East Coast, and still sounded kind of like Californian surfish. Yeah. Just like laid back. He's just like, are you mocking us? Are you mocking California right now?
Yeah.
Are you being the fucking dick right now? Like for at least like a solid like year and a half. I almost didn't know if Drew liked me or not for like a year and a half being a part of Mom Riders.
Yeah.
Because he's just like, are you trying to Bill and Ted my ass? Are you trying to Bill and Ted me? Like,
yeah.
He just didn't know like I'm just like stoned that much that I just.
That's what it is.
It's
the stoned thing, I guess.
I mean, to be fair, when I like lived in like fucking Maryland, like friends called me the Buddha.
Oh.
No one calls you the Buddha unless if you're like totally chilled and laid back.
Yeah.
Just kind of like.
That's what it is. It's laid back. California's known for being laid back. That's why we have that laid back way of speaking.
Yeah.
You also smoke weed, so wherever you are, you might have that. And I think just your energy in general.
Yeah.
Like you would be laid back if you never even touched weed.
Yeah.
But add weed, it's like you're like even.
And it's like
you become Buddha.
Right at home, like.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Where they call you Buddha?
Just like in Maryland, like in high school, like college and all that, all the time.
Were you popular in high school?
I was like, yes and nah.
Yeah.
Like I was always an oddball, especially since like middle school.
Uh-huh.
I'd say maybe like freshman, sophomore year. So I went to two schools. Freshman, sophomore year, I went to one school, and probably people didn't really appreciate me until like I probably was like close to leaving that school.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
Like I grow
like,
on you.
This guy's actually cool. Yeah.
I grow on you like a slight little fungus, like a little slow cancer. Yeah. Just ever so slightly. And
people are scared of weirdos when you're young because you want to be cool, and so hanging out with a weirdo it could mess with your rep or whatever.
What's up with this?
Yeah. And then you get a little older, and you're like, oh, you just want to be cool with chill people.
Yeah.
That's all I hung out with, and when I was a senior, like didn't even matter who was cool, who wasn't cool. It was just like I just want to hang out with someone that I can have a okay conversation with. You know.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
No, totally.
Yeah.
No, totally.
And then at college, that was audio engineering.
Yeah.
Did you work in audio engineering?
Well, the thing is, when it comes to audio engineering, like, because the reason why I brought it up is because they showed me a book, like, all the Beatles linear notes.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much all of like George Martin's like fucking notes on every album, every mic they used, how many tracks.
No way.
What was bust to what.
There's a book out there with all this information?
Literally, like, from like the early recordings all the way to like Abbey Road and shit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
No
like,
way.
All of the fucking, all the techniques, all the effects that they would have used for what.
Wow.
You know, what instruments were used for everything.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, he's had all that, just he's like that where he'll crack out on that.
Yeah.
You know, me coming over to LA, the problem was, like, I had the knowledge and I had some of the books and, like, you know, I know some things about recording techniques and how you're supposed to do certain things. But I do not have the equipment. Never have, like, the mics and, like, you know, the mixers and, like, everything.
It's a whole damn thing, yeah.
Because you can read up as much as you possibly want when it comes to techniques and everything. But, like, almost like learning an instrument, you can't really fully master, like, recording, like, you know, without practice, really.
Yeah.
You know, and just constantly
doing it.
And using equipment. You know, you can't really replace that, like, experience of being able to have it. And oddly enough, that's part of the reason why, like, shortly after moving to LA, I started, like, growing and selling weed and stuff. Couldn't get any work doing anything.
Yeah.
And, like, somehow I convinced my mom to give me some cash to fucking get grow equipment. Because I just wanted to just grow and just sell.
And then you were lucrative that way.
Yes.
Oh, fuck yeah.
That fucking helped for a great nook of time. Just in the case of not having to worry so much about just being able to have the next bit of money to eat and survive.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you know, like, it was a thing of mine, like, back in the day, having just huge fucking, like, mason jars. For people who can't see right now, like, it's one of those tall fucking, like, jug mason jars, you know?
It's as big as, it's as big as the
it's big
hourglass?
As the hourglass.
Yeah.
It's, like, fucking huge.
Let me take a picture of you holding the hourglass.
I'll
put it up.
Like, it's literally about the size of the hourglass.
I'll put it up.
Yeah.
Because I'll use you for the promo pic. I need to start doing promo pics. Oh, don't worry. That's just my cat, OJ, walking in.
Hey.
There we go.
Be like,
there we go. All right. I'm sure that was very satisfying to the
be like on
listeners.
Be like on some like Nardwuar shit. Nardwuar just trips me out his level of like research.
Yeah. Wait. I'm sorry. Go back to the marijuana.
Oh yeah, I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
Clearly.
No. I'm fascinated with it. Damn. So you were selling before?
Oh yeah. Like the thing is, I would have big, huge mason jars, like 3 at a time, different flavors, like a quarter-pound each, and I would like sometimes just like hit at parties.
Quarter-pound?
Yes. I would just roll around, deliver.
Yeah.
Like scale everything,
and
fucking just have like 3 mason jars. And just straight up, just, like, pull it, like, I'd be smoking it.
Yeah.
I'd be sharing, because it's all of my stash, like, mostly.
Yeah.
You know, and I'd just sell. I'd go party. Sometimes I'd have the goal of going to, like, 3 to 4 parties in a couple different spots in LA. One could be in Hollywood. The next one could be, like, West LA.
Yeah.
You know, the next one could
Pasadena.
be, like, Pasadena. Yeah. You know, like, and just bouncing every single one of them and seeing if I could at least sell, like, an eighth at each party.
Wow.
You know, just for the fuck of it.
Damn.
You know, those were, like, good times.
How was it, like, God, were you ever worried when it was, like, you know, legal at the time?
Oh, yeah. During those times, so there was more strict, more strict. I mean, to be fair, I mean, one time I got caught up for, like, a whole pound of, like, not even weed, a pound of trim, you know. But because there was a whole bunch of trim, like a pound of trim, because I wanted to make it into butter.
Yeah.
Or, like, hash.
Yeah.
You know, but it's just there, and I'm like, I have my medical card, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, is there the medical? Yeah.
You know, they weren't having it. You know, they were, like, searching my shit and everything.
Yeah.
It's terrible. I was actually helping my mother, like, move some things to her, like, house.
Uh-huh.
Like, our friend, was in a U-Haul behind us.
Yeah.
And, like, it was, I guess because I, like, was at a left light and looked at my phone to see just where I am, and then put my phone down and then made a left. That was enough for them to be like, Oh, he was on his
Oh,
phone.
he was on his phone.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Got any drugs? What's going on? And this is like a little bit before New Year's.
Yeah.
Like I was almost in jail, like for that fucking New Year's and shit.
Oh my god.
And luckily,
they're looking to they're just in the lookout for anything at that time. They
Yes.
see one little thing and they're like,
Even
oh,
my
shit.
lawyers just like, how did they even see you look at your shit that for that brief moment? Unless if they were already like I don't know,
they were already watching,
fucking watching you,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But the thing
Fucking
is,
cops.
like luckily, my mom's friend bailed me out. Luckily,
Wow.
which was great because like I spent like the whole day there, and like fucking by nighttime, like I'm in the misdemeanor tank and there's like the felony tank across us,
Yeah.
and like. Literally, someone was like, I guess, like puking everything because they were getting off of heroin and shit.
Oh.
So like they were just like withdrawing, and that's just
Yeah.
when they're opening up the door, let me out. I'm like, it's time
Thank
to
God.
go.
Yeah.
This is the fucking time. Let's bounce. You know, like I headed out. I like left that place.
Yeah.
You know, met up with my roommate. I'm like, he's like, what do you want? I'm like, I just want like a fucking burger or something from College Junior. And
Oh my
shower,
god! How could you eat after that?
you know, shower and like it's like you can barely trust the jail food.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
but
yeah.
then there's always like that one motherfucker who's like, you know, this is like these eggs and potatoes are fucking better than the ones in county. I swear, I do swear. I'm just like you're just eating rubber food. I'm just like, like.
Oh man, what does it
Kill
say
me.
though about like the food at our prisons and stuff in county?
Yes.
It's worse in county, and you're already eating
yes,
shit.
Yes, you're already
God.
eating shit. You're already eating shit. So like
That's
county,
awful.
I really imagine like literally like in the movies where you have like that mystery slop and shit.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get like fresh vegetables, like fresh like greens.
Yeah,
or
they're
anything
not
in
having.
that
I don't
shit.
see a lot of prisons having
Yeah.
salads and stuff.
Nah.
Fresh salads and
Nah.
toppings.
You're just getting like cans, you know,
Yeah.
like probably with like
Preservatives,
MSG and
yeah.
preservatives and shit.
Oof, that's rough.
It's like fuck.
Yeah, how was I talking to about? I was talking about my fears with somebody,
Yeah.
and just like, a prison apparently is the number one scare for men,
Yeah.
and for women it's homelessness, but like for men being homeless isn't even the top 5 for some reason.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which I probably could live homeless, not forever, but
Yeah.
you know,
I mean, shit, I'll totally take homelessness over jail.
over jail. Oh yeah,
Like,
definitely.
100%. You know, like
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. At least the homeless, I think you can still do drugs. So
Yeah. But you know, just to tie it all together, that's part of it though. Is that when I realized I had to get a lot of money to be able to get the type of equipment that I'd want, you know, I might as well like try to grow and sell weed for a while.
yeah.
You know, didn't quite pan out that way, but that was the plan.
Was it a good way to meet people?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was gonna say.
You know, like I would just constantly meet all sorts of people. Usually, you know, youngish professional people.
And how do you know Andrea?
Oh, I know.
Because you know her through Marge, or did you know Andrea
first?
first?
I met Andrea through Marge.
Okay, yeah.
Back in I think I even met her back when a friend of ours, Henry, had like a gallery in Echo Park and stuff.
Okay.
It's actually kind of funny. It's like, I mean, how I almost know everyone's through like a little fucking offshoot of like degrees of separation.
Yeah.
Since I've been here. You know, when I met people through the gallery in Echo Park, I met someone in Colorado who told us about some girl, I think named Sheila or what have you, who I still have never met.
She top-notch Sheila?
Yeah, maybe. But based on saying this name, I was able to become friends with everybody. And the thing is, I went to like the art gallery just to get like weed. And I come from like the East Coast, hadn't smoked weed leading up to that point for like 2 weeks, because we had weed coming along. Like we literally went to Colorado twice while like fucking driving from the East Coast.
Yeah.
Because we could just get really cheap weed.
Yeah.
And we could just roll blunts of it. Yeah, of course we're gonna avoid Texas and shit.
Yeah.
But we avoid Texas, go through Arizona and shit,
Yeah.
and come through Nevada. And then by the time we were in LA, we just hadn't gotten cards yet, and we hadn't smoked any weed for like a good 2 weeks. So we look up this art gallery, and literally we're like, yo, we're from like DC, Maryland. Like, we don't, like, we're looking around at this like stuff hanging up the walls and stuff. Like we this is our first time trying to buy some weed in LA. He's like, never say more. It's like, I'm from Virginia. It's just like right next door. And then he just like takes our money and just goes into the cabinet and slings us some weed and shit.
Wow.
You know? And then we would just go all the time from like the valley, like from like NoHo to fucking like Echo Park all the time just to kick it. You know, there's nothing really to do in the valley.
Yeah.
There's parking. There's tons of parking.
There's parking in the valley.
You know, but I'd always migrate to like Echo Park and get weed and shit.
Yeah.
And I got majorly baked at that point, like retarded, because I just hadn't smoked for 2 weeks, and then it's like finally, LA weed. And we our East Coast palates were like no match for how big it was.
Okay, yeah, right.
It was awesome.
I've heard that. Yeah, no, because my uncle, he says that, you know, weed just in the 80s sucked. It just sucked. Yeah. And then he started smoking, he like left, came back to LA, started smoking weed. Yeah. And he's like, oh shit, this is like some heavy shit. Yeah. Yeah. What's the highest you've ever been?
Oh, the highest I've ever been. Yeah. I kind of have like two experiences that I would describe as being the most high I've ever been. Yeah. And the first one came in high school. My friend got some sort of weed. I want to say it was like blueberry. Well, he was able to find original blueberry, which was amazing.
Yeah, by the way, if you want a water, I just realized you had gone up this whole fucking hill. I was like, wait, I have water.
It's mad hills. Hills after hills. Hills have eyes, fuck.
Anyways, you were saying about blueberry. They had blueberry.
Oh, yeah. There was some type of weed. I forgot what it was called. But, like, it was very rare that he had got from these weird growers who would sell it, like, like, even for East Coast prices, mad expensively. Like, if we bought it, they would, like, charge, like, $80 to $100 for a gram. Yeah. But they would break him off some of it, and he'd give me some of it. And one time, like, we smoked a bowl of it, because, it's high school. He'd just make all these fucking soda fucking bongs, fucking bottle, like, MacGyver bongs and stuff. Yeah. So we smoked out of it, and by that point, I got stoned, and then I, like, drove from his house to my house. Now, we live not more than, like, maybe 5 minutes away, even, like, just, like, really just down the street. Yeah. You know, it's, like, it's not a very long drive. It's short. Yeah. You know, but as I, like, fucking drove the same path I always did, it felt like a fucking hour. You know, I was just, like, listening to, like, Black Sabbath and, like, Kareem and shit. Just fucking just gliding along. Yeah. Like, on this cloud road to my fucking house. Yeah. And then as soon as I get to my fucking house, which, again, this is just like a 5-minute drive, if even less. But, like, after what felt like fucking 30 to 45 minutes, you know, I fucking get to my house, and then I played guitar for, like, another, like, 2 hours and shit. Yeah, awesome. Like, that was, like, by far off of, like, flour, like, just smoking weed, just herbs. That is, like, the most high I'd ever been, because straight up, it almost felt like some psychedelic weed, and time slowed. Yeah. You know? Yeah. The second time I got the most stoned, it's during the time of, like, fucking me ingesting a lot of dabs. Because I knew these guys in fucking, like, North Hollywood, these Puerto Rican guys. And, like, before the shop started carrying, like, wax and concentrates and oils. Yeah. You know, weed crack, free-based weed. Yeah. You know, like, before the shops had it, they were making they made their own honey extractor, with a PVC pipe and, like, coffee grinder and all this, and they had nozzle for the butane. They would cook it all out and everything, and they would just make just slabs of like wax, and it got to be a point where we would often hot knife it, which is very harsh, but it'll hit you.
Hot knife it?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
You like take pretty much like a spoon or a knife. Like if you don't have any rig or anything.
Yeah.
You would take a spoon or a knife.
Oh, you put it over it.
Yeah.
And then you light it from.
You put it right on the stove or something like that.
Oh,
just
on
light
the
it till
stove.
it's fucking like orange and shit.
I see.
And
Hot
then like
knife it,
if you have a hookah fucking hose, it's good. Or maybe a straw, but really you want a hookah hose.
Right.
And then you fucking just put it on a pin or whatever and just go for it.
Wow.
But it's harsh, but it will do the job. It will do the job for sure. And that's what we were doing. We were doing that. They'd have like their little like, portable little fucking kettle thing, little gas castanet stove. And they just fucking hot knife it. And one time I was hanging out with them, they were just so elated that they were just making their own wax and stuff.
Yeah.
Like this exotic, super potent weed shit. That me from the East Coast again is like, what the fuck? Like I'm so like after that, maybe 2-3 years later, I started hearing my friends on the East Coast talk about fucking wax and dabs. I'm like, what? But even like when they were first making it here, I was just like, yo, this is like ridiculous now.
Yeah.
This is like really like some serious weed shit that I could have never imagined. And like for real, like first time I got high off that shit, it's like you're just like, I haven't got this high since high school.
Right. Yeah.
But like the only time where like I got just so high is when they were making it and they were just fucking giving me dab after dab after dab after dab. And like I shit you not, like I normally don't ever say no to weed or ever. But like after the 35th, 40th
Jesus Christ.
dab, they're like literally like, yeah,
Still
you want to
around?
take another dab?
Oh my god.
And I'm like literally like just like in their couch.
Yeah.
Just in their fucking couch, just like, what? Like, as there's a hookah hose, like, towards my face and shit. I'm like, no, I can't do this. I was just like, I was like straight told him, like, you know what? Not only can I not take this dab, but if I don't leave right now, I'm just gonna be in your couch for like the rest of the fucking night. Like legit. Like I was already fucked up.
Yeah.
I don't know how the fuck I got home. But I got home and I just like raided the fridge and then fucking passed the fuck out. That's like legit. Like and that was like super duper high. Plus you have to keep in mind like a good friend of mine who's actually even in town now. He was almost like my grow mentor. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, like, he would often have extra butter from, like, making it from trim. He'd show me how to make that shit. I could make really, really green butter from fucking trim. Like, really potent knock you on your ass. But he would just give me just fucking pounds of just, like, little sticks. Just these fucking... green butter he's made.
Yeah.
So I'd have, like, sometimes, like, 7-8 pounds just, like, stacked little bricks.
Love it.
Of, like, fucking hot butter. So I'd put that shit on everything. I'd put that shit on, like, some green grilled cheeses.
Yeah.
Green eggs and ham for real.
Oh, yeah. I just put it on the pan,
just, like,
fucking
just
serve it up. Yeah.
Everything. It's so bad.
Make eggs out of it.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah. The highest I've ever been was actually, like, the first time I smoked out of a bong.
Yeah.
And I was driving, and I had smoked weed like 3 or 4 times, and I never got high, but smoked out of a bong, and like my heart started pounding. I went to my car. I was like, I can't drive. I had to just stay in my car for like an hour. I was like, all right, this is ridiculous. I have to go. And then I go, and then like it was like super rocking. I felt exhilarated. You're right. I feel exhilarated and scared, but like fun. It was a trip. Yeah. Marijuana, man. So, Are you excited for Galaxy's Edge to open at Disneyland? Do you even care, or are you even like a?
Fuck Galaxy. No, like I'm down. I'm game. And plus, I mean, I'm always fascinated by all sorts of random shit when it comes to like Disney and Disneyland.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I geek out. I geek out.
Cool.
And like a friend of mine, Christina, she'd geek out too. Sometimes she'd show me like these fucking like videos of just on YouTube. Sometimes clearly I could tell she'd binge watch on it because it'd be like random videos, like 10 like hidden spots in like Disney.
Right. Yeah.
You know, 10.
They have a lot of those on YouTube now. Yeah.
Like literally be like, we don't recommend this because if you get caught, like you're gonna get kicked out of Disneyland. But if you went through this hall and went through this crevice and then slipped through this door, then you'll find this unused model of blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Like, and that's just kind of fascinating,
Yeah, it's cool.
Like, there's whole parks of Disney that aren't being used right now, or at least are under some theoretical limbo.
Yeah. There's that one, what is that one? I think they have like a jungle... fucking park, I think it is. And it's all like, it looks like a lost city. Like there's like vines over like a Mickey Mouse statue, and it's like really eerie. Yeah. There's some weird stuff out there. Do you ever see that Dismal Land that Banksy did? No, you didn't hear about that?
Yo, it already sounds amazing though, based on the title and Banksy.
Dude, it was legit. So he got his like artist.
Is that a Dolly fucking candle?
Is that a what?
A Dolly?
Oh yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
I got it at the the Forest Lawn. The fucking art gallery up there. Yeah, that's where I got it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Fuck, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, Dismal Land. Yeah, Banksy. Banksy got a bunch of other artists to like do like different art like in and around this like big facility. And so like dude, he had like a fucking castle, he had like a pond over it, and he had this artist who made this like kind of weird looking aerial, like how she would actually look underwater, so it was all like distorted and shit,
yeah.
And then a lot of political stuff, like there was like refugees, like you could like play like refugees in like a fucking remote controlled boat, and you can like race them and stuff, you go inside to Sleeping Beauty's castle, and like the pumpkin fucking carriage is like turned over, and like there's a dead princess, and like there's all these paparazzi around her. Dude, it's crazy. It's like a princess Princess Di kind of thing. Dude. It's fucked up. Like there's a lot of crazy shit from Dismal Land.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was only open for like 2 or 3 months, and they closed it. Yeah. It was cool, man.
Oh man.
Yeah, I wish I could have gone, but it would have been cool to see.
That's like the dream right there. It's like the dream. On that artist to fish shit.
Yeah.
Especially with Banksy. Banksy's just the one artist who gets to kind of just enjoy fame and
Yeah,
pretty much.
There are a few people like that. Like I feel like Mike Patton's that. Yeah. Like I feel like not a lot of people know who Mike Patton is. He can still like go to the store and buy milk, and no one will probably stop. Maybe one guy that might recognize him.
Mr. Bongo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, then that's all he gets. But
because that fool be like multiple bands, fucking being like fucking like recording shit, like all sorts of fucking shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Renaissance man shit.
He's one of my favorites, actually. Who are some of your influences?
My influences.
Yeah. I know you like Black Sabbath. There's a bit of Black Sabbath in your music, for sure.
Of course. I was a huge... when it came to like a lot of like early type of guitar stuff, I'd try to like learn and emulate as like a kid. I'd say probably in my teen years, I was always learning a lot of like Nirvana songs, and a lot of like Hendrix songs. So it'd be like these two spectrums.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, I've always wanted to like secretly to fucking meld that. Like if you could just have like a dark, groovy Hendrix.
Oh, yeah.
A twisted Hendrix.
Yeah.
But I loved a lot of David Bowie. David Bowie is great. Very melodic.
Yeah.
Always a sucker for Beatles.
Sure.
And I liked a lot of Queens of the Stone Age when they came out.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like, they're like one of those last bands where I'm like, it's just like one of the last bands doing it where I'm just like,
and they're still doing it, and they're like a powerhouse of rock.
Yeah.
I love them. I love Queens of the Stone Age. Yeah, I got to see them early on too at the Glass House.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was so awesome. This is when people still like used to mosh at Queens of the Stone Age concerts. Oh man, great times. You were talking about Nirvana and Jimi Hendrix. Like, I feel like everyone now knows, Jimi Hendrix is like a great guitar player, but like no one really talks about Kurt Cobain's guitar playing skills. Like, he was like he's a pretty badass like guitarist. Like, some of his not as popular stuff, but some of the recordings that they have, like, it's just him like fucking soloing. Like, he's fucking crazy good.
Just fucking around.
Yeah, just fucking around. He was good.
Yeah. I always like the idea of just kind of like flippant, carefree, like, guitar playing. Like, it doesn't have to be, if things are too clean, things seem just a bit too robotic for my taste. But everyone has their own taste. Everyone has their own asshole. It always stinks a little differently. But like,
I like that. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm gonna start using that saying.
Right.
Everyone has an asshole. They just all stink differently.
Just a little
slight different. Yeah.
It's like some musicians are fucking anal retentive, and some musicians just fucking let it all hang out.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Me, I've never been the one to be like, ultra clean when it comes to playing. And some people are like, Kareem, you can really shred. I'm like, when I think of the word shredding, I immediately go like Slayer metal death. You have to be you have to be on the verge of like straight carpal tunnel.
Yeah.
Like, so metal, it's level carpal tunnel.
Yeah.
In order to be like a shredder. I do my noodling just like your typical guitarist does, like your noodling and stuff. I like the idea of blending kind of a lot of groove and some flair like Hendrix, but still having kind of a flippant, unpredictable, like Nirvana thing. Plus, I mean, I always forever, The Doors. Like, The Doors never really get old for me.
Yeah.
I could always go for listening to The Doors on any given occasion. And there's always been like a little bit of a darkness there. And I always kind of took an idea from them that I always wanted to try vouch to make music that kind of taps into your id. Or at least when you perform. When you perform, it should be like tapping into your id, where you're just like fucking gone.
Yeah.
As far as that goes. You should be able to be like completely on autopilot, like possessed, if you're like performing.
Yeah.
But those were always my influences, just flirting with the idea of heaviness and, very catchy stuff,
Who are you listening to now?
Nowadays,
Is there any local stuff or any or whoever?
Let's see. Well, when it comes to like some stuff I've been listening to now, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like, I have dug some of like Ty Segall's like albums.
Uh-huh.
He has like a couple albums like Melted.
Ty Segall?
Yeah. Like
He's not an actor?
No. Steven Seagal.
No.
Steven Seagal fucking it's amazing Seagal. He has a fucking career, actually.
Yeah.
It's amazing Steven Seagal. He's one of those stories where I'm just like, bro, like, they found you somewhere. Just like Bruce Willis. Like, wasn't Bruce Willis like a fucking bartender, and then like he just got snatched?
Yeah. To do with comedies. Look at him now.
Right.
He's the funniest person alive. Emotional mugger. Ty Segall. Who am I thinking of? Definitely not Steven Seagal.
That's hilarious.
I know. I'm thinking of it's like it rhymes with Ty Segall.
Yeah.
Or it's like it's a Ty something. All right, whatever.
No, it's a very like fucking, I have to say like this Dynasty Kitty type of name where I'm like, is your parent like in film or music already? Maybe, possibly, it's possible. Mm-hmm. But
yeah, I don't know this guy.
some of his albums are kind of more along the lines of like psychedelic pop.
Okay.
Pretty melodic. Very, I mean, he has a mixture of like different genres and a mixture of like every album's kind of like a little bit different. Like he has an album that's kind of like folky. He has an album that's completely psychedelic. He has a whole album that's kind of like almost like Bowie inspired.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. Like some people compare his vocals to like John Lennon for like obvious reasons. It's solid. It's solid in the case that it's like good, pretty good songwriting, even though, it's like someone going from like a playbook. They just broke the right code for it's like, I feel like today, like writing something that's more Lou Reed inspired. I feel like today writing something more like David Bowie inspired.
Yeah.
And just executing it like so.
How do you make something David Bowie inspired? Because I feel like he has such different kinds of songs.
He does. If I were to say David Bowie, when I say David Bowie inspired to, because there are eras. Exactly. I would say, obviously, this guy takes from, like, the Ziggy Stardust era.
Oh, okay.
Between, like, Spiders from Mars to maybe The Man Who Sold the World era.
Gotcha.
Not the Let's Dance, China Girl.
Yeah.
Even though that's, like, hella dank, too.
Right.
That's what's always...
Hell yeah. No, I'm all about Bowie.
That's what I always respected. He's gone, like, all over the place.
Yeah.
And, like, gone wherever the fuck he wants with that shit.
Yeah.
You
ever get into Zappa? I was thinking people with eras, like, that's Zappa to me. Like,
Zappa's fucking
60s, 70s, 80s, 90s.
Yeah, Zappa's fucking fantastic. I remember when I finally discovered Mothers of Invention as a teenager. Yeah. And then on top of that, segueing into that, like, often when I think of, like, Frank Zappa, I often have to think of, like, Captain Beefheart from time to time.
Oh, yeah, totally.
And someone recently had fucking mentioned, because we saw, like, a headline of it about Trout Mask replica and stuff.
Yeah. Some of the stuff I just couldn't get into. I listen to some...
That's what everyone says.
I listen to some crazy shit, too. Yeah. And just some of it is just like, maybe I'll give it, like... another week and I'll try it out or something. There's other stuff I've heard and I like some really good stuff. Yeah. But then other things I'm just like I can't. I don't know.
There's that novelty of like having to listen to something for the first time, just because it's like. Because I remember when I first heard that album, like someone was like, "Dude, have you heard this? Have you listened to this before?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Okay, listen to it." Yeah. I'm not going to say you're going to like it or anything, but listen to it, because it's going to be, like, the strangest thing you might possibly hear. And I, like, listen to it, and I'm like, oh, yeah, this shit's, like, all over the place.
Yeah.
Like, I think back to, like, things when I, like, look into, like, listening to, like, a lot of, not just Pink Floyd, but early Pink Floyd, like Syd Barrett Pink Floyd.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of Syd Barrett stuff is very whimsical and all over the place. But even if I really look back, Captain Beefheart out absurds like Syd Barrett on some weird way, because some of his shit, like, it's like I remember watching a segment of people like breaking down why like Captain Beefheart's supposed to be genius, so to speak. Mm-hmm. But it's almost because like his music's just that challenging sometimes to digest.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna just listen to it just on like a casual listening basis. It's almost like a fucking exercise listening to a Captain Beefheart album.
That's true. Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
Like it's to be completely challenging.
Yeah.
And even on some like if you were to write out some of that shit that they're fucking playing, you know, it just would look like fucked up already.
Right.
It would look like a completely insane person put this together. And
he was a completely insane person.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know, what can you do?
Yeah, Captain Beefheart. I don't know. What about John Zorn? You ever get into him?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. John Zorn's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, love that shit.
I got to see him live, which was really fucking cool. Yeah, he did a thing at LACMA, and where he like had different artists playing his songs in different rooms of the museum. It was fucking cool. It was amazing. It was like intimate. There was like only a few of us.
Yeah.
God. Yeah. What a time.
Yeah.
John Zorn. I can't think of anybody else right now, but I think we covered all of rock and roll.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, that's everybody in rock. I'm just kidding. Oh no, we were talking about. That's what we were talking about. So, who else are you listening to these days?
Who else? Oh yeah. Other than that, fuck. I often would just listen. I have to say, at least recently, I probably listened to a lot of like hip hop. In particular, probably within the last couple of years, like Odd Future, and probably like Kendrick Lamar. In particular, probably Good Kid, Mad City. That's his one album that I feel is the most theatrical, the most consistent. That whole album plays out practically like a fucking feature-length film.
Oh shit!
It's from start to fucking ending. Everything seems like it's supposed to be there, supposed to fit right up on that. And even one of the songs I was impressed with, like the timing, because there'd be certain production techniques that they would do that would correlate with the lyrics. Like, I promise I'll never fade away. I'll never fade away. And then it just fades. Yeah. Like production, like they fade
right.
I'm just like, it's just like the subtle touches. I was just like really appreciative, and it almost what kind of reminded me of like the '90s in some aspect, where it's like producers would be a little bit more involved, like suicidal tendencies, like Biggie, certain production production tricks that would correlate perfectly, this sound effect perfectly with this sequence.
Right.
A lot of rappers don't do that so much. So for that to be on like an album, I'm like, kudos. I fucking
you appreciate
this.
I
salute this shit.
Yeah, especially for someone who went to school for audio engineering.
Like straight up. Like no one gives a fuck about these things like I do, man.
Yeah.
Shit.
No, I feel like that with like some of these other artists where it's just like depending on like guitar playing, for example. I play guitar, so like other songs, like I'm just like so much more appreciative because I'm like, that is fucking complex.
Yeah.
Like Dillinger Escape Plan, like that. Those drummers, so they've had multiple drummers, are fucking insane. Like some of those songs are just like nutty, and they make it seem so easy. It's like that is not easy. Damn. Oh, what was I gonna say? Oh, how do you listen to this music? Do you have like records, or is it all online, or
all online?
Oh yeah,
shit. All online.
Yeah.
Oh, and I was actually about to say too, that there's like one song that someone had shown me recently.
Yeah.
From the artist Childish Gambino. Because the thing is, like, I was watching like a fucking car commercial. Mm-hmm. I hear like this fucking like song in the background that almost reminds me of like some type of like 70s hard rock, like really fuzzy, like almost kind of like Black Keysy, but just heavy. And then like, my friend's like rummaging through his phone, and he's like, "Wait a second, I've heard this before." Goes through it, And he's like, before he plays anything, he's like, I've always vouched that I would never say that this artist does anything like he hates Childish Gambino. He's like, I hate him. He's the worst. Yeah. But somehow, some way, he's made like a really fucking awesome song. And he played it. He played it for me. We listened through it all, and it starts out like on like some weird Parliament, like fucking like psychedelic like synth, fucking 70s synth. Shit to it. Very chill. And then during the choruses, it switches into very like dirty, fuzzy guitars, like very 70s inspired rock. And I'm like literally thinking to myself, I'm like, if you only played that segment of the song, I would have never guessed it was like Childish Gambino.
Oh, wow.
Like whatsoever.
What's the song called? I'm going to check it out.
I think it's, fuck, I would have to look it up.
Childish Gambino.
You know,
fuzzy guitar.
That's hilarious. I think it's off an album called "Awaken My Love," I believe. Childish.
Yeah, "Awaken My Love" is also a song too.
Yeah. Let me see. I'll find that fucker. I will find that fucker.
"Awaken My Love."
Yeah.
I don't listen to a lot of Childish Gambino.
Me either.
I saw a friend who I have a friend who saw Childish Gambino at a festival, and like he was trying something new, so he just like he came out. They didn't sing any of the famous songs or any of the songs. He was just like doing these like new songs, and like it was all part of like this act and this play, and he was like hardly in it. Other people were singing. He was just kind of there like watching. It was like a play, and she said it was the worst thing ever. Which was sad to hear.
That's fucked up.
Is that like what's his name? Danny Glover?
Yeah. Oh, and I think it's Me and Your Mama.
Me and Your Oh, it's the first song on the track.
I think so.
Alright, I'll check it out. Me and Your Mama. Well, cool, man.
Like, yeah. But yeah, when I listened to it, I was like, what the fuck? It's very rare for anyone to really fucking surprise me.
Yeah.
And especially for anyone to kind of be able to pick out some like a snippet of something, be like able to locate like the source of it, like on the fly. You know, I try to be like boned up on my trivia and my music aficionado, but it's like being a tall. You know how it is being tall and stuff.
Yeah.
And then finding someone who's even taller than you, it's like,
oh, that's always a trip.
What?
Yeah, I know.
Say what?
Have you noticed people will like tell you when there's another tall person in the room? I always find that weird. They're always like, hey. They're like, hey. I'm like, what? Little person? They're like, there's someone taller than you. Oh, is this the song?
It is.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to double check it.
Yeah, no problem. I was gonna ask you. Oh, you said you nerd out on some stuff. What else do you nerd out on?
Hold on. Do you have a napkin?
Oh. Yeah, I do. Actually, here.
Awesome. Gracias. I'd say I pretty much nerd out on anime. Anime is my one thing that I like to splurge on.
Okay.
You have to keep in mind, like, because I like, I'm technically an art school dropout. Mm-hmm. I went to school for animation for a short stint. But the thing is, I remember for one.
Oh yeah, you're an artist. Yeah, that's right. We haven't even talked about that. Yeah. Doodles
and paintings and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, the thing is, like, for one the classes, we had the assignment of pretty much having to research. Well, we had to come up with a mock-up animation company and like all the logistics to that.
Yeah. What was yours?
I had like two other friends, like the two other classmates do with me, but for us, like, we had to be like main directors of this shit, mention what our budgeting and stuff was, and how we pay animators, and is it 2D or 3D animation of a company? What's your geared thing? And we were a 2D company, and on top of that, I had to research the anime Akira. So I pretty much would find out every fucking possible tidbit I could about that fucking animation. I mean, it's interesting with that animation because, with the animation Akira, they had to create all sorts of fucking, like, as far as, like, colors and, like, shades of colors that you could use in animation, you could use for cell animation, they had to create, like, almost, like, 100 or 200 different shades for just that movie that they still use in the industry. So they had to, like, start that. There's a Easter egg in one of the scenes where...
That seems so corporate, though.
Yeah. Oh,
like, super corporate.
Of course.
Why don't they teach you how to, draw?
Because they got trying to, like, figure out a way to fucking slide you in to fucking...
To get a job.
To do some grunt work for some other guy.
Well, you know why? Here's what I think, because I work at a university, and the only way that a lot of schools can continue working as a school is they have to show that their students are getting jobs after they graduate, or else what's the point? So they make everything really... That's what I'm totally guessing, but they probably make... Does it make sense? I guess, where you went... Yeah, so they got to give you, like, all right, you have to pick what you're doing, 2D, make a company, and go do it. What's the budget? Get you ready for the... For that.
For all the other angles and elements of the industry.
Right.
And the thing with that is that, like, even when it comes to, at least if you're someone who really wants to study to go into the field of, like, animation and stuff... There's still the fact that they're still going to gear you more towards doing 3D. There's reasons why, as a guy who grew up on, like, cartoons and shading
and 2D,
it's like you're just so used to it, and it's like kind of just always been your preference and your passion.
That's weird that they're like, I understand that 3D,
but that's
it's just another field. It's not like taking over 2D.
Yeah, they are gearing. Even a friend of mine warned me. He's like, okay, you can go into, like, take some classes for animation. He's like, Kareem, they're probably gonna gear you more for, like, 3D animation stuff.
And he called it.
Yeah, and that's a thing. And I mean, honestly, at least if you're looking at it from the angle of, like, just getting a job using that type of skill.
Yeah.
It's actually probably handy if you want to go into gaming, like programming for games.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna want to know for sure how to do some 3D shit.
Yeah.
And map it out and help do textures and blending and all that.
Yeah.
But
it was interesting with you. Going back to you doing art. Because on Facebook, like, there's certain personalities on Facebook.
Yeah.
And, like, mutual friends and stuff, and then you're one of them. Yeah. And, like, you would just, like, paint people.
Oh,
like, different people.
Yeah,
and then, like, for, like, I don't know, you're doing it for a good while.
Yeah.
And then people would be like, do this person. And then, like, a week later, you'd be like, here you go.
Yeah.
Like, done. And then someone else would be like, oh, can you do this guy next? And it was fun to see. Just, like, you were just trying whoever, whenever.
It was a weird process. Because, like, I probably started drawing when I was maybe about 6 or 7 or something.
Okay.
And then, like, I pretty much, around the age of, like, 11 or 12, I started playing guitar. Mm-hmm. And because I was getting better at guitar faster, I often felt at that age that I'm like, I'm more likely to become successful, though, if I were to be a starving musician than a starving artist. If we're going starving directions.
Yeah.
But like, I just went for, like, doing music, and I stopped doing, like, art at the age of 12.
Gotcha.
So, like, I had a huge gap of just not drawing or doing anything.
Gotcha.
And when I was a kid, like, I could, I would draw, like, Star Wars spaceships. I would draw, like, fucking, like, anime, DBZ, stuff like that. But I was just like, fuck. Yeah, even as a kid, I'm like, how can I draw even crazier stuff.
Yeah.
How can I didn't think about doing portraits of people until, like, adulthood.
Yeah.
You know, but, like, I had a huge gap. Started doing it, like, 3-4 years ago. And part of it was, like, you know, I wanted to draw certain local bands and stuff. It's almost like a calling card. I'm like, there's nothing more flattering than someone trying to, like, you know, use your image and beat it up in, like, an artistic way.
Yeah.
You know? And sometimes I would use that as almost, like, free currency of being like, hey, you know, building a relationship. Maybe we could play. Maybe we hang out. Do you smoke weed? You know?
Yeah.
So on and so forth. It would be, like, my
cool.
way of ice breaking.
Yeah.
And at first, like,
It's
I
a
would
good
just...
tool to have.
Yeah. At first, I would just draw, and I would use MS Paint, pretty much, just to fill up everything. Like, but it got better and better. Like, I'd be able to make it even more detailed as I went along.
Yeah.
You know? And nowadays, you know, I'll just use, like, paints, or I'll use Photoshop.
Oh, I
or
see.
something.
I used to use MS Paint all the time.
Yeah.
I was a huge MS Painter.
Yeah.
There was this one painting some guy did. He put it on Reddit. It was like, it looked like a legit not legit. What am I trying to say? Like, it looked like a mural of, like, a vast, like a big field, you know, like one of those kind of, like, field drawings where, like, there's, like, a little cabin in the corner and, like, you know, some hay or whatever in the other corner. It's just like you just see skies and you know, clouds, and it was MS Paint. Like this huge, like, work, you know, and it was like all on that.
Nuts with it.
It was amazing. Yeah, some people did some amazing stuff. But yeah, I always had fun with it. I was able to make flyers and stuff and figure out cool things, you know, for fun.
Yeah.
Well, good, man. And what are you drawing these days, or what's next on your plate? Because you're still doing it. I've seen you post here or there.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I haven't started. It's terrible. I haven't started launching for it. I'm trying to enter into this showcase, like, on the 19th for June.
Oh, okay.
But I have to start actually selling tickets and stuff. I had to sell at least 20 tickets.
Oh, damn.
To be able to actually qualify.
Oh, yeah. Where is this at?
It's at Exchange LA.
Yeah, to even be qualified, you have to sell 20 tickets?
Well, they already, like, looked through my material and were like, well, we totally would like to have you. But since it's your first time, like, your first time being shown there, you have to be able to, like, sell, like, 20 tickets. At least. For the event and everything.
Yeah.
But who knows? I'll see what I can do there. Other than that, just been, like, focusing on music, trying to make kind of bigger pieces, like medium-sized pieces. Looking into doing some more silk screen, like, shirts and stuff like that. Yeah. And someone told me, because, like, recently I did, like, a really detailed graphite drawing of, like, Patty Hearst and shit, her mugshot and shit. Yeah. And someone was like, yo, like, can I, like, tag this up on, like, a wall? He's like,
oh,
like,
no
fucking
way.
Brazil or something like that.
Yeah,
it's
cool.
Like, can I tag this shit up, like, on a wall somewhere? I'm like, just don't get caught. Yeah, just do it. And, you know, and then he was, like, giving me pointers, because he showed me a video from Shepherd Ferry on, like, making your own glue.
Right.
And, like, posting up your, like, own, like, fucking, like, stickers and shit. And I'm like, ooh, this is very fucking tempting. I would totally plaster, like, some fucking Danger Junkies shit just, like, everywhere.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Mass production.
Yeah.
Because, like,
I thought about that, putting stickers just everywhere. I should just fucking... We should do it. We should both do it. You should do it.
Dude,
just get the name out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm reading
visit.
I'm reading a book on fucking propaganda.
Yeah.
It has to be an onslaught. It has to be an onslaught.
Yeah. It has to be,
But,
all the way in your face.
Yeah.
Hey, that's it, by the way. That's the Dedlie Hour. We did it.
Thank you for having us, sir.
Yeah, no, thanks for coming. Thanks for, oh my God, he biked for the listeners at home and listening at work. He biked all the way up here.
So hot.
And it's hot. It's been a cold year so far, but it's a hot day today.
Yeah.
And you biked all the way up.
Oh yeah.
From all the way down Eagle Rock. Jesus Christ. Yeah, you climbed this. Well, it's all downhill from here.
Yeah.
Literally, not figuratively. Hopefully, hopefully, good things for you in the future. Thank you.